Good morning, class 8th. Here is Kaushalya Rajpurohit, your English teacher, and today we are going to discuss the topic dialogue writing. Dialogue writing. A dialogue is a conversation in which two or more people take part, right? So, dialogue is a conversation in which two or more people take part. They talk to each other. To write a dialogue. To write a dialogue, you have to be imaginative and creative. You should be using your imagination and creativity. You have to create a dialogue for yourself as well as imaginary person. So you should be able to write dialogues, to think dialogues for yourself as well as the imaginary person, the persons which you need or which are provided in the questions, right? The imaginary person, and you should be able to write dialogues for them. You have to be spontaneous. You really need to be spontaneous. You should be quick thinker while writing the dialogues. Hence, you have to raise questions and seek solution. You need to raise the questions regarding to the subject and also seek solutions. Some basic points to help in dialogue writing. So these are some basic points which will help you to write dialogues. Know the subject well before you write. So you should always know the subject before you start writing, right? Whatever topic, whatever subject is given to you in the question, you should have knowledge of the subject, right? Before starting to write the dialogues. Arrange the words of the conversation of both the speakers in such a way that it appears natural and real, right? So you should be arranging the conversation properly. It should appear natural and real, right? And it should be in continuity, right? You can't write a dialogue, a question at first and then writing the answer at the end of the dialogue, right? There should be continuity in the conversation. It should appear natural and real. Use the words that are easy to understand, right? So you should be using such words which are really easy to understand and which are generally used. Do not let any single speaker monopolize the conversations, right? So you should not be giving stress to a single person, right? There should be a balance in the conversation, right? Both the speakers should be speaking, or the dialogue writing or for both the speakers should be in balance. Use interjection appropriately, right? So you should be using interjection properly wherever required to denote the speaker's feeling of wonder, anger, disgust, appreciation, etc. Remember to check the correct grammar, right? So you should be always checking the correct use of grammar in your dialogue. So if you remember all these points while writing a dialogue, then it will be really easy and convenient for you to write a dialogue writing, right? So these are the important points. Now let us see why dialogue writing is important. To develop appropriate and effective knowledge of English conversation among the students, right? So dialogue writing develops an appropriate and effective knowledge of English conversation among the students. It helps the students to acquire the skill of writer. It also helps the students not only to converse with the people but also to face an interview confidently, right? So these are the important things, or this is the importance of dialogue writing. Now let us see one example. A conversation between a student and teacher. So here is a conversation between a student and a teacher. So you should be taking note that how a student speaks to a teacher, right? He must be asking for a help, or he can ask about a certain topic, or whatever topic he have not understood in the class, he may ask or he may raise question regarding to that topic to the teacher, right? And whenever there is a student teacher conversation, if the student start the conversation, he will always be wishing his, or he will be always wishing his teacher, right? So let us see this conversation. Student: good afternoon, sir. Teacher: good afternoon. Student: sir, I have some questions on Indian history for which I want your help to know the answer. So here the student have a query, right? He is asking something related to history. So if we take a particular, here they have not given us the teacher or the particular subject for the teacher, so you can take any random subject, but you should be having knowledge of the question you are asking, and you should be writing the appropriate answer for the query which has been asked by the student, right? So there should be understanding of the topic. Whatever query is asked by the student, you should be knowing the answer of the query, because that would be answered by the teacher. So the conversation should be smooth, it should look natural, and it should be proper, right? So let us see. Student: Sir, I have some questions on Indian history for which I want your help to know the answer. Teacher: Fine. Which part of Indian history? Student: Sir, it is from modern Indian history. Teacher: Good. Then what is your first question? Student: Is it true that India was ruled by the British Company? Teacher: Of course it was. Student: Sir, could you tell me when their rule started and when it ended? Teacher: The rule started after the Battle of Buxar in 1764 and it ended after the revolt of 1857. And if you want to know more, you can read the reference book I gave you. Student: Thank you, sir. Right? So this is the conversation about between the student and teacher, right? So I hope you have understood how to write the dialogues, right? How to write the conversation between two persons. Okay? So this is all for today. Thank you.